The founding titan has the ability to hurl and control all other titans. If only we can get your hands on it, we can destroy Marley once more. Grisha Jäger announces his plan to restaurationists. The founding titan is one of the 9 titans and the first of all titans. His screen can create and control other titans and modify the memories and body compositions of enemy subjects, but this power can only be used by the royal family under normal circumstances. It is currently in the possession of Eren Yeager. According to Marley Titan Biology Research Society, the founding titan is the point where the parts that connect all of enemy subjects and the titans intersect. Because of this, those who come from Marley sometimes call her coordinate. The founding titans have several abilities that are triggered by shots. The founding titans doesn't have to transform to use these abilities, and human screens would suffice. Also, the screens don't have to be loaded your heavy screens. Frida has used the memory altering ability by speaking casually. Togi, her target was only Historia, who was standing right in front of her. Creation of titans. The founding titan can transform subjects of me into titans and can even make them as massive as the colossal titan. Carl Fritz used this ability to create the thousands of colossal titans that make up the walls. Zack Yeager can also transform subjects of me into screaming titans after injecting those he wishes to transform with his spinal fluid. Zack Beast Titan is said to have similar abilities to the founding titan. Therefore, it can be assumed that the method for the founding titan is similar if not identical. The founding Titan is able to resurrect the former wielders of the 9 Titans and manipulate them like puppets due to their connection through the pets. Although it is unclear whether or not they retain their past personalities. Titan control. By screaming, the founding Titan grants its user the ability to control Titans at will and make them follow virtually any order. This was demonstrated by Eren Yeager, who unintentionally commanded the nearby Puri Titans to aid Dinafrit's Titan and attack the armored Titan. It appears to only be effective on Puri Titans. Those with Titan power can still feel its influence. Those with Titan power can still feel its influence. It was also used by Fritz to build the walls, commanding many colossal Titans to harden their bodies and confine themselves in the resisting structures. In ancient times, Eldia used this ability to command an army of Titans to war. However, once released, these Titans become indiscriminate weapons of mass destruction that would kill Eldia's enemies. This ability has no range. Although Fritz has used it to command colossal Titans that span a large portion of Paradise Island. Roddy Reich stated that the power has the ability to eliminate all Titans if used to its full potential. Memory manipulation. Frida has erased history memories. The founding Titans is capable of modifying the minds and memories of mere subjects, even entire population at once. This ability is related to the Titan's ability to control. As noted by Evan Smith, Titans are simple transformed humans, especially the subjects of me. Therefore, the screams that control the former minds should be able to affect the latter as well. It was used by culprits to make image subjects within the walls forget the history of the world before their installation. It was also used by Frida Reich to remove history's memories of visits from her. These memories, however, seem to be accessible in dreams, as history would sometimes to able to dream of the encounters with Frida. Though she would forget about them upon awakening. Members of the Akkadian bloodline and anyone who is not a subject of me are unaffected by disability. Anatomical manipulation. The founding titans can change the body composition and any subjects of me. An Akkadian king from 600 years ago once used this power to make his immune subjects immune to a rampant epidemic. Zack Yeager planned to use this ability to render all of immune subjects sterile, so that the world could be rid of the titans once and for all. After thwarting Zack's plans, Eren used this ability on a small scale to retouch his several head to his body. After Gabi Brown fires it with an anti-titan rifle, saving his body from dying altogether. Furthermore, the founding titan is known to have a height of around. However, it is possible that this size restriction is not as definite as it is with the other 8 members of the 9 Titans, as seen when Eren Yeager is able to transform into a Titan body many magnitudes in size larger than he is. The World Titans, after receiving full use of the founding Titans power from Emi Fritz, telepathic communication. The founding Titan can telepathically connect with all subjects of me through the paths they are connected to. Eren used this ability to communicate with all of me subjects when announcing the rumble to the world. Royal Bloodline Requirement. The Reich family previously passed down the founding titans through their bloodline. Only those of royal blood, the royal fruits of your high family, are able to wield the true power of the founding titan. However, if the founding titan is inherited by someone outside the royal family, the power can still be used if the high is in physical contact with a titan with royal blood. This is demonstrated when Eren Yeager temporarily used the founding power after striking Dina Fritz's pure titan range. It is implied by Zack Yeager that it does not matter if the titan of royal blood is a pure titan or one of the 9 titans, such as the beast titan. If the high touches a human of royal blood, though the full power of the founding titan is still blocked, some fragments of the previous highest memories can be sensed. The touch of Historia has and has feathers hot occasionally resurface in Grisha Yeager memories. However, these memories are erratic and do not always come. If a person of royal blood possesses one of the other of the 9 titans, instead of being a pure titan, and that person comes into contact with and hair of founding titan, who is not of royal blood, which is the case with Zack Yeager, a descendant of the Fritz family who remained on the mainland, therefore not descended from Karl Fritz and his half-brother Jeden, who has no royal blood. So the person of royal blood can use the true potential of the founding titan instead of the royal hair. This is due to the fact that the founding titan's true capabilities are used when commanding the soul of Ymir Fritz. The first of the titans, whose master-slave mentality was kept intact after his death. And as the first king, Fritz was his master. As just like the father of her children, she remained in submission for millennia until Eren Yeager freed her and she fulfilled his call to end the world, meaning that Ymir is no longer bound of servitude to her descendants. presumably meaning that the foundation Titans needed for blood is now nullified and has no effect. Vote to renounce war. King Fritz made a promise to the founding Titans to renounce all wars. Despite having the ability to control the Titans, no founding Titans of Royal Blood after the Great Titan Wars expressed any desire to get rid of the Titans outside the walls. Even if they had previously expressed that desire. This is because these founding Titans inherited Karl Fritz's ideology along with his memories. Even before inheriting the founding Titan, he believed that the Eldian Empire had committed many atrocities against the world, and the Eldians should be locked away within the paradise, within the walls, segregated from the rest of the world. The Titans sent by Marley helped prevent the Eldians from leaving the walls, fulfilling his objective. He took a vow of renouncing war to stop Eldia from using the founding Titan again to devastate the world. The vow possessed the king's successors and greatly changed their personality. They become compassionate, wish to create a paradise